today's topic is frozen shoulder, which is very common problem, and frozen shoulder can be seen in many patients and even in athletes. And there are three phases. One is freezing, when you have pain, swelling, and your range of motion is getting limited slowly. And the second phase is frozen, when you really feel that yes, you're not able to move your shoulder, and that is fine, that it gradually your range of motion comes normal. So here we start with the treatment, that what all basic stretches you can do it at your home, and how you can check that whether you have a frozen shoulder or not. So there is a very basic difference between the frozen shoulder and rotator cuff injury, that in rotator cuff injury the patient is able to move his hand if you apply some pressure, but in frozen shoulder the range of motion is really limited and it's quite painful when you passively even stretch. And even in this position, if you apply the pressure outside, then in rotator cuff injury maybe the pressure is bear by the patient, but in frozen shoulder it is incompletely, like it is not bearable, and patient is not able to do because it's completely frozen and range of motion is limited, and there is a lot of pain and swelling. Let's start with the stretches. So we will start with the free mobility stretches of the shoulder, and this is just a movement which you have to do in a to and fro motion like this, in the circular motion. You can do it with some cane, with some stick, or with some weight. So what you have to do, you have to rotate your shoulder in the circular motion, plus you can do it anti-clockwise as well and clockwise as well. So this is a very basic exercise. What second you can do is, like, because of pain, swelling, the frozen shoulder is nothing but it is an adhesive capsulitis. So your capsules get stretched. So there are anterior, inferior and posterior capsules which we need to stretch. So how will you stretch? If you have to stretch your anterior capsule, then what you have to do? You have to sit. You need to have some couch with you. You will keep your hand over the couch like this. You will put some pressure, and with the another hand you will give some resistance like the pressure over here, and then you will go bend so that your anterior capsule will be stretched like this. So it's very easy. You have to hold it for 30 to 40 seconds only, and you can repeat it for twice. Similarly, the posterior capsule stretch, there you have to keep your hand a little bit closer to your shoulder blade, but you don't have to press it hard. It has to be near to the clavicle, and then you keep your hand a little above the arm, and then to stretch the posterior capsule again you have to keep some pressure here near to the blade of the shoulder joint. So this is a posterior capsular stretch. Similarly, to stretch the posterior capsule, what you can do this movement, apply some pressure, and your posterior capsule will be stretched. Then how will you stretch the inferior capsule? Then you have to move the shoulder like this and stretch. Hold for 30 to 40 seconds and release. So another method to stretch, that you can make use of some cane or some stick. Hold it, and this is how also you can keep this posture held upright, and your shoulder will be stretched, which you can do it. Similarly, with more mobility exercises, you can hold the cane in your hand and you can do above head stretches like this. Another stretch I will tell you to stretch your muscle more on the interior aspect, that you need some edge. Maybe you can take the edge of your door. You can, like this is the door, and I keep my hand like this, and what I do, I cross my legs and look on another side. So this interior part of the shoulder is getting stretched. This is very good exercise, guys. Then another stretch where your pectoral muscle will also be stretched, and you will be relieved of your stiffness in the muscles. So what you can do, you can just put your back over the wall and keep your hands upright and push with this hand backward like this. So this is a very good exercise, because with this exercise you can correct your posture as well. So friends, don't forget to do these. So guys, after these stretches, one more mobility exercise I would like to share with you guys, that physios always ask you that what you have to do, you have to go slowly up on the wall, and patient stops where they have pain. So you mark here that your limited range is up to this level. So how will you improve above this range? What you have to do, you have to stop your hand, keep a palm like this, and you can give a stretch on all the directions like this, okay, and like this. So two side stretches I have told you here. And what else you can do, you will try to move little above your range of motion, which is painful, but you have to try and hold your hand, and again you have to stretch. So guys, slowly and steadily you will find that your shoulder is opening up. Now another exercise which is very important is again the mobility. You can see, if you have some roller, if you don't have a roller like this, you can use another roller which can move like this, make a posture, and you will go like this. So you can see, I can feel stretch over my shoulders, over my upper back muscles, like this, which I can do it in all three exercises, like, you know, 1, 2, 3. So can you see, it's very easy. It minimizes your muscle efforts as well if you use few equipments with your stretches and mobility. So guys, here we have completed all the stretches, and quickly I will tell you that sleeping posture is another problem with the patients who has like frozen shoulder. They always complain that in what posture we should sleep, and there are few postures, very wrong postures which patients uses, which doesn't relieve pain, but it always increases their pain. So what you have to do, that you have to first check your neck counter. Suppose this is your neck, right? So what you have to use some cloth like this, and you have to make sure that this cloth has to be thin, which you can see the neck counter, and then there only you put your this as your sleeping pillow. Or what you can do else is, you can take a pillow, you can measure the distance between the your shoulder, but make sure that if you have a drooping shoulders like this, then you have to make them straight. And I would like to add up that for the drooping shoulders, you need to do some strengthening exercises, holding your shoulders, isometrics of your shoulders, to strengthen this drooping posture, and some corrective postural exercises. So what you will do, you will correct your posture like this. You will take some pillow, and it should cover the distance between your neck and your shoulder. So you can see it is covering. Even if there is some difference, you can take another pillow which cover up this your gap. So how will you sleep? Let's see. You have to keep your posture like this. So before I start the sleeping posture, let me discuss what are the wrong postures patients usually uses. What they do, they sleep like in the prone position. They sleep like this on their stomach. So what happens? Your neck is already laterally rotated, right? If your neck is laterally rotated like this, then what you are doing, you are putting extra pressure on your side neck muscles, and it can give you various lot of dangerous indications. You can have cervical as well. And the another posture what patients uses is this, that they use their hand below their head. So what happens if the patients have some, you can say the median nerve, or because the elbow is flexed and it is laterally rotated. So the people who have carpal tunnel, like the median nerve is involved, or they have cubital problems, the tunnel syndrome, the cubital tunnel syndrome, so which is the another ulnar nerve which is running from the elbow, it is also getting compressed. So we need to take care of our posture. Another sleeping posture is that patients sleep like this. They usually sleep like this, with maybe the pillow above and the hand is below, or either they sleep like this. So it is again the extra stretched shoulder. So how you have to sleep, what you have to do is that you can make use of some cloth, make a roll, and you sleep, because I have already told you how you have to take the pillow according to the gap of your neck or the neck counter. You can use some other clothes as well to complete this counter, the gap between the neck and the shoulder, and you keep some pillow here in elbow, you can say at right below your elbow, so that this alignment is right, and then you sleep and you keep your hand like this. So you can see with this posture I am offloading the pressure from my shoulder, from my elbow and my forearm. Can you see that? Even if it is laterally rotated, but I am offloading the pressure, right? If I remove this cloth, then again you can see my elbow has come below, and my this glenohumeral joint is again, you can see it is not in alignment with the elbow and it is going down. So it has a lot of effect. The gravity of effect is it's too much there. So we have to take care of our sleeping posture, which really affects our muscles, our joints, and if you correct your posture while doing exercising, and if you correct your posture while sleeping, so it helps you a lot. So here I complete my session, and guys, my next session is going to be like how you have to strengthen your shoulder muscles. So keep watching my channel Physiolution, and do not forget to subscribe it. Thank you.